Dr. Abraham Van Helsing of the Abraham Van Helsing Academy. January 14th. Anno 2126. Earth 7300. Specimen, Skar. Log start. Skar, also referred to as Skar King due to his hierarchical standing in the hollow earth among the kaijus of his species. The Titanus Kong, despite not physically resembling one of them as I will detail in the following description, is a massive carnivorous primate, of advanced age, standing 95 meters tall and weighing between 25,000 and 30,000 tons, smaller and much lighter than Kong, the most famous specimen of the Titanus Kong. Important note, the species derives its name from Kong. Unlike his congeners who resemble gorillas, Skar more closely resembles an orangutan, with a smaller head and a slender, yet muscular and elongated physique, characterized by his long arms and legs, perfect for agility and speed, but less so for the strength and durability that are distinctive traits of adult Titanus Kongs. He possesses a slightly pronounced hunch and a small scar on his right eyebrow, a scar that, I deduce, has earned him his name among the local humans. He has pale white skin and his body is predominantly covered in thick, reddish fur, not black like 99% of the Titanus Kong, but red and ash red. It is worth noting that his gray eyes emit a soft, luminous blue glow. As the highly intelligent being that he is, Skar adorns his face and parts of his body with faded red war paint, a characteristic he consciously propagates among his lieutenants, whom I have dubbed the Red Stripes, as a mark of status among the other apes. The Titanus Kong of the Hollow Earth behave, without exaggeration, like a conquering Viking tribe, and Skar, by his own achievements, is the Jarl. Regarding his personality, aside from his notorious senile dementia, he is a tyrant and a sadist. Words that, even after what I have witnessed in the Hollow Earth, perhaps fall short. Hunger, humiliation, torture, domination, slavery, murder. These are the classic dehumanizing tactics of a human dictator but exercised, in this case, by a kaiju. Curious, isn't it? Unlike other titans who act out of territorial instinct or hunger, Skar King acts out of pure ambition and malice. He is a beast that has enslaved his own species for millennia, assuming he does not descend from another branch of giant primates unknown to the locals and, by extension, unknown to me, under a regime of absolute terror. To be honest, I do not believe he is a true alpha like Kong, but he functions as one, of that there is no doubt. He utilizes a bone whip, the Whipslash, a name coined by the Pro-Kaiju organization of Earth 7300, Monarch, and crafted from the spinal column of a serpent titan, possibly a warbat. And without being sycophantic, he wields it with enviable acrobatic mastery. He can attack from long distances, ensnare enemies, or even use it to swing among the structures of the volcanic territories he inhabits. Even Kong, the most powerful Titanus Kong currently in existence, faced serious difficulties against him in a one-on-one duel for control of the species. Until Skar, the arrogant Skar King, in cowardly fashion, and so there is no doubt after everything previously said and implied regarding his absolute lack of honor, used his great secret weapon, the key to his hierarchy as a contemporary alpha in the Hollow Earth, despite the fact that I, Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, firmly believe he is not a legitimate alpha. He used Shimo, an ice titan from eras past, comparable to Gojira, the incredibly overwhelming Gojira. I shall speak of Gojira in another log once I manage to gather sufficient information so as not to dishonor his nearly divine legacy over the last few million years as the great protector of Earth 7300, but in short, Gojira is the apex predator of this dimension filled with kaijus, and the fact that Shimo, the possible creator of multiple ice ages, matches his quasi-celestial power shows the gravity of the situation we researchers from the Abraham Van Helsing Academy are currently experiencing. In Rio de Janeiro, I have managed to observe how Skar controls Shimo through a crystal fragment at the very tip of his Whipslash whip, which emits a specific frequency at will, which, judging by what has been seen and heard through her moans of agony, causes the quadrupedal beast unbearable pain. I do not know for certain what it is, but given its color and based on the exotic biologies of kaijus that tend to violate everything known about non-supernatural animals, I assume it is a body part belonging to Shimo herself. Perhaps one of her hearts or a simple scale. I do not know for sure. But what I do know is that Skar, in essence, is a slaver on a planetary scale, or at least, within his non-alpha arrogance, he attempts to be. Ancient records. And by ancient records I mean the ancestral stone carvings of the Iwi tribe, natives of the Hollow Earth and staunch followers of the Queen of the Kaijus. Mothra suggests that millennia ago he attempted to conquer the surface alongside his army of Titanus Kong to seize control of the Earth, both upper and lower, and erase humans from existence. I am unaware of the motive for his hatred, but Skar loathes members of our species with his entire being. But he was defeated and sealed, thanks to Mothra's special silk, in the deepest layers of the Hollow Earth by the great Godzilla. An imprisonment that, unfortunately, seems to have ended since, as I have stated, Skar and Shimo are currently attacking Rio de Janeiro and forcing the onset of a new ice age. Fortunately, I have received recent data from Monarch that Godzilla, the king of the Kaijus, and Kong, after defeating the Red Stripe lieutenants, are heading here at full speed from the same gravitational portal to the Hollow Earth that brought Skar and Shimo to the surface. A first-person kaiju battle. Excellent. I am Dr. Abraham Van Helsing of the Abraham Van Helsing Academy, and I am concluding this log.